everybody. Gonna kind of interrupt our normally scheduled program and talk a little bit about some problems we're having with our RV. This is July 28th, so this video is going to be a little bit out of order with some of our other content from early on in July, so bear with us through that. We wanted to do a video in November after having our 2022 Grand Design Reflection for a year and kind of talk about what went wrong and what went right. Every RV has problems, we all know that, it's well documented, and new ones have problems just as well. So I've actually got a short list that I'm going through here and a few open claims with Grand Design because, as we all know, it's very tough to get into to any kind of dealerships. But we've had a couple issues with our batteries not charging, our convenience center where it shows the status of your tanks and your battery and everything else is not working. We've got a little bit of floor damage from a slide out problem, leaking shower hose, which I just took care of myself. A little bit of delamination on the fiberglass on the side of the bedroom slide. Our entry door doesn't shut well. Kitchen faucets have no pressure. We had a water pump problem, which I ended up just replacing, and Grand Design's going to reimburse me for that. They've been great there. So I don't want this to come off as a knock against Grand Design because a lot of the components that have failed or have otherwise given us problems aren't made by Grand Design. You know, a lot of the same manufacturers make, for instance, the water pump for every RV in America, or the refrigerator for every RV in America, slide out components, etc. So we got back from Tennessee a couple of days ago, and not long after getting back here to Arkansas, one of our ACs went out. I climbed up on the roof to check that out and found out that our trailer, like a lot of other Reflections and Solitudes and Momentums, have the separation of the roof from the front cap. So our roof's nice and bubbled up, and it's not torn. Maybe it's repairable, maybe it needs to be replaced, I don't know. But we're not going to be able to get into a dealer until September, about 2 months from now. So living on one AC. It's a little warm, but we're making it work. But we started having an issue yesterday with our batteries not charging again. And we bench charged the batteries to get our 12 volt up because we had the lights were dim and so on and so forth. For those of you who don't know, the rig actually has a 110 system and a 12 volt system, and the 12 volt system does things like power your lights and start your furnace, run your fans, things like that. So even when you're plugged into shore power, you still need your batteries, and our batteries weren't charging. So I put a bench charger on last night, and that immediately brought the lights back up, got our voltage up, all that good stuff. We woke up this morning to a refrigerator that was nearly 80 degrees on the inside, and all of our food was ruined. So not a voltage issue from the 12 volt side. The refrigerator was running on AC power, but it still runs the control board off the 12 volt. So we were thinking it was maybe a voltage issue. I went around outside the back of the RV just to do your standard check, just to make sure a wasp hasn't gotten there and made a nest, or a mouse hasn't gotten in there or something like that. And I noticed smoke coming out of the bottom of the RV, and when I looked up, it was this massive plume of smoke coming out, and it was all centered around the refrigerator. So it seems we've had some sort of an electrical fire in there. Nothing terrible. The rig doesn't seem to be damaged. It seems to be confined to the refrigerator compartment, and I went ahead and jerked that plug out really fast and stopped the power to stop the fire. So everything's safe, we're good, we're secure, we're without a refrigerator, but could have been a lot worse. Been talking to a couple of gentlemen at Grand Design, and they're jumping all over it. They're getting pictures from me and videos and stuff like that, and I'm currently waiting on a call back from them on the best course of action. Maybe we can get into a dealership a little bit faster to try to get this addressed, because we have about 13 things on my list over here that need to be addressed. And as of right now, we're 2 months away from even getting diagnostics done. So again, not a knock on Grand Design, not their fault. Every manufacturer's backed up to the hills with work to be done. So we're a little frustrated today. The wind's out of our sails a little bit. We've seen people deal with issues a lot worse than this on the road, and this is just part of the RV life. I was hoping to get a little farther down the road before we had these kind of considerable issues, but you know, it's just bad luck. But we're committed to the rig, we're committed to the plan, we're going to stay on the road, we're going to get these issues fixed. Again, just a little bit discouraged right now. We're going to get through it, and we hope you guys will stick with us. We've got a few weeks worth of content left to edit and get out to you, so you'll still see the videos every Tuesday at 6. Hopefully we don't get skimpy on content, but we will definitely keep you guys posted on the repair progress and what we hear from Grand Design and how that affects our travels. Right now it seems like we're going to be able to keep going, but we're going to be living out of a cooler until we can get our fridge fixed, which is totally cool. So depending on if we get in anywhere earlier or when we get in somewhere, we may have to come off the road for a little bit and get these items fixed. But stick with us, hang in there. We're going to hang in there. Be sure to like and subscribe and share the videos with your friends. Got some good stuff coming to you next week. And hopefully we have good news to share as far as getting the rig repaired and getting back on the road the right way. So don't forget to join us on the journey. Unfortunately, bad things happen on the journey sometimes, and we've got about a dozen of those bad things we're working through. So we will keep you posted, give you the good, the bad, and the ugly, and we will see you next week.